Good morning and Happy New Year, State Line. We've seen rain yesterday. It started off as a little bit of freezing rain, transitioned to rain during the afternoon. Quite a bit of it, over a half an inch of rain throughout much of the area. That rain then moved over to some snow overnight with a little bit of freezing drizzle, and that chance has lingered into the morning hours today. So it's a little bit of a messy start to the new year. Now, I gotta be honest, this is my first year in the central time zone here in the State Line area, from the East Coast, as many of you know, so I'm used to watching the ball drop in New York City. So the ball dropped in New York City, I'm like, man, we got a whole nother hour. It was pretty disappointing watching Ryan Seacrest's live from New York City because there wasn't really much going on here in the central time zone. They had a party going on in New Orleans, but I'm thinking, next year, it's gonna be the Ryan and Ryan show. Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest from New York and Ryan Belz from here in the Rockford, Chicago area. How about that? See if we can get that trending online. I think we could make some progress with that before next year. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at some records going back over New Year's Day. Normally the high is right around 30, so we're pretty close to average. At least we're not as cold as last year when we had a high of -1 and a low of -13. Taking a look at our weather headlines, what we're tracking for you. A little bit of freezing rain, freezing drizzle, light snow, the story throughout the morning hours, but that'll move out. Decreasing clouds into late week with a mix of sun and clouds Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend with above average temperatures Saturday and Sunday by some 10 degrees. Taking a look back at the year that was 2018, we were up and down temperature-wise, but we ended it off rather warm. December, we saw quite a few days in the 40s. Precipitation-wise, it was a wet year with record rainfall during the summer months, and wrapping it up in December, we saw quite a bit of rain as well. We were above average for December, and we ended it on a rainy end to the year. Rain, rain, and more rain yesterday. What a better way to end off a rainy year with then over 6/10 of an inch of rain yesterday at the Rockford International Airport. Adding it all together, it comes in the third wettest year on record, behind the 70s when we had over 55 inches of rain. This year, we had over 49.5 inches of rain. You'll definitely not need the umbrella today. No rain in the forecast, but you'll need that ice scraper. A little bit of ice and snow in the forecast. But where there's some sunshine in store is in Orlando, Florida, where my Penn State Nittany Lions, got my Penn State tie on here today, will be playing Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. Citrus, orange, my favorite color, so I got the socks on today. There you go, Bill, you can see it. About fell over trying to show my socks, but temperatures in the 80s in Orlando. I wish that was here. So we'll have to fly down to Orlando if you want the 80-degree temperatures and to see my Nittany Lions beat Kentucky. From our window world, from your window, thanks to Alice for sending in this picture. She said the sidewalks are awful slippery this morning. Take it slow. If you have a weather picture, be sure to send it in to me. You might just see it during my forecast. 27 degrees starting off the day, in the 20s throughout the area. It is a chilly start. We hit the low 30s back at midnight. Some 10 degrees colder throughout much of the area than where we were this time yesterday. Throughout the day today, we'll be falling through the 20s and into the teens overnight tonight. Winds are a little breezy out there and will continue to be that way throughout the day. Satellite radar does show cloudy skies throughout the area, and Futurecast keeps the clouds throughout the day today, but then decreasing clouds as high pressure builds into the forecast Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. 20s today, overnight tonight down to 18. At least it's not as cold as last year when we had a low of -13. 20s tomorrow with a few flurries possible, and then 30s and 40s the rest of the week with some sunshine in store.
I bet those people that went out last night for New Year's would rather take the rain and a little bit of snow than that what was that, -18 degrees?
-13 last year for an overnight low, and the high was only -1.
I know when I go out on New Year's, you got to dress up, and usually a dress and heels goes with it, but that in -degrees is awful.
Awful. And you said you didn't want the heels this morning because it is a little slippery still.
Yes, it's still a little slick, so just wait for that salt to do its job. And then if you want to wear heels, go for it.
Exactly.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
It is 8:47.